The Pacific Ocean, somewhere between Hawaii and the Mariana Trench. The water is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 20 degrees Celsius. Visibility drops to nothing past 60 feet. A fishing vessel has gone missing, then another, then a third. No wreckage, no distress signals, just gone, like something pulled them under from below. Search teams find one thing: a bite mark on a recovered hull panel, semicircular, over 5 feet wide. The teeth impressions are each the size of a human hand. Marine biologists refuse to put a name to it. The Navy doesn't have that luxury. So they send the only team that makes sense: 8 Navy SEALs, the most elite combat divers on Earth, armed, trained, and dropped into open water with orders to find and neutralize whatever is doing this. But here's the problem. What they're about to hunt has been hunting things for 23 million years, and it was doing just fine until about 3.6 million years ago, when it supposedly went extinct. Supposedly. So what exactly just hit the water? Let's start with the SEALs. A Navy SEAL team at full combat dive configuration is one of the most capable small units ever put into a hostile environment. These aren't regular divers. The average SEAL has over a year of specialized training before they ever see combat. Combat swimmers specifically train in open ocean, low visibility, and high-stress underwater environments. They operate in total darkness. They communicate without speaking. They maintain target acquisition while managing buoyancy, current, and cold water fatigue simultaneously. Each diver in this scenario is carrying the following: a closed-circuit rebreather, no bubbles, no sound signature, no exhaust trail; a Heckler & Koch MP5N submersible, modified for underwater firing, effective to around 15 feet or roughly 4.5 meters underwater; a dive knife with a tungsten carbide serrated edge, 7 inches long; underwater flares, both signal and incendiary; an Mk-79 underwater propulsion unit, a handheld thruster that pushes a diver to around 3 knots or 5.5 kilometers per hour, hydrophones for passive acoustic detection, and a diver propulsion vehicle, or DPV, tethered to the support boat above for rapid extraction. 2 operators are also carrying SMAWD shoulder-launched munitions adapted for surface detonation, not underwater. Underwater explosives are a problem we'll come back to. The team has trained for shark encounters, standard protocol. They know how to form a defensive circle, protect extremities, and counter a bump and bite from a great white that tops out at around 20 feet or 6 meters and maybe 4,500 pounds or roughly 2,000 kilograms. That training is about to become almost completely irrelevant, because what is down there is not a great white. The Megalodon, Otodus megalodon, is the largest predatory fish that has ever lived on this planet. We don't have a complete skeleton, but from fossilized teeth and vertebrae, scientists estimate it reached between 50 and 60 feet in length. That's 15 to 18 meters. Some estimates push longer. It weighed somewhere between 50 and 100 tons. For reference, a fully loaded school bus weighs about 14 tons. You are looking at a predator the size of a city bus and built for nothing but killing large marine animals. Its jaws were approximately 11 feet wide. The bite force has been estimated at between 108,000 and 182,000 newtons, the strongest bite ever recorded on a living animal. It had roughly 276 teeth arranged in up to 7 rows, each tooth up to 7 inches long, or 18 centimeters, with serrated edges engineered by evolution to saw through bone. It didn't hunt fish, it hunted whales. It would ram its prey at speed to stun them, then bite. Paleontologists have found whale bones with megalodon bite marks that show the animal deliberately targeted the ribcage, collapsing the lungs, then waited for the whale to drown. It was patient, methodical. It had a brain to support that strategy.
Modern great whites have been shown to observe, plan, and adapt mid-hunt. The Megalodon was in the same family. It was not a mindless eating machine. It was a specialist. So, 8 seals with submersible firearms and a plan versus a 60-foot, 70-ton apex predator that spent 20 million years perfecting the art of killing things much larger than 8 men. How does this actually go? The first phase is detection. This is where the seals have a genuine edge. Their hydrophones are passive, meaning they listen without transmitting. A megalodon of that size would produce significant low-frequency pressure waves just by moving through water. Its heartbeat alone would register. At close range, maybe within a few hundred feet, the team would hear it before they could see it. But here's the thing. The megalodon would sense them first. Sharks navigate primarily through a system called the lateral line, a series of sensory organs running along the body that detect pressure changes and vibrations in the water. They can detect movement from over 800 feet, or roughly 245 meters away. They also have electroreceptors called the ampullae of Lorenzi, concentrated around the snout, that detect the electrical fields produced by living tissue. Every heartbeat a seal diver produces sends an electrical signal into the water. The megalodon would register the team as a bioelectric cluster from a distance that makes the MP5N's 15-foot effective range a joke.
The seals arrive at depth, 80 feet, roughly 24 meters down. Visibility is low. Their hydrophones begin picking up a deep, slow pressure rhythm ahead of them, about 300 feet out. The team leader signals. They spread into a defensive arc, backs together, scanning. And then the water moves. Not a sound, a pressure change, the kind that moves through your chest before you hear anything. A shadow at the edge of visibility that is too big to be shadow. And then it's close, very close. The first contact is not a bite. Megalodon, like modern great whites, likely used investigative bumps before committing. But an investigative bump from an animal this size is a different experience. The pressure wave alone from a 70-ton animal passing at speed is enough to disorient a diver, send equipment spinning, snap tether lines. 2 operators open fire. The MP5N rounds hit the snout and lateral flank. At 15 feet underwater, the round velocity is significantly degraded. They penetrate, but not deep. Enough to irritate, not injure. This is where the encounter changes. A great white bumped by something painful typically retreats to reassess. Megalodon, based on its prey behavior, was not conditioned to retreat. Its prey fought back. Sperm whales fought back. That was factored in. The team has now made themselves feel like prey that is defending itself, which in Megalodon's experience means the prey is worth pursuing, not abandoning. The second pass is a commit. The animal rolls, which is classic predatory shark behavior, and comes through the center of the defensive formation. One diver is caught in the jaw pressure and slammed, not bitten, just slammed by the snout, which at this scale, against a human in the water, is potentially fatal by itself. The remaining operators now face the fundamental problem of this mission. Their weapons do not have the penetration to reach this animal's vitals. The brain is deep in the skull. The major organs are surrounded by dense muscle and cartilage. There is no shot from an underwater firearm at this range that reaches anything critical. The incendiary flares work. They fire 2 at close range and connect. Fire and bright light. The animal veers. It doesn't flee, but it creates distance, maybe 100 feet. And this is the ceiling of what they can accomplish underwater. The surface munitions are the only option with real destructive potential. SMAWD, shoulder-launched, but they can't fire them underwater. The operators need to get to the surface, get above water, and fire downward into the animal while it's close enough to track. Getting to the surface with a 60-foot shark between you and the boat is not a clean problem. 2 operators ascend on DPVs at full thrust, 3 knots. The Megalodon cruises at an estimated 11 miles per hour, or nearly 10 knots. The math is not in their favor on speed. But the surface is reached. One SMAWD fires. It connects with the water, approximately 15 feet from the animal's flank. The shock wave is significant. Underwater blast trauma works on tissue regardless of species. The animal surfaces, rolls, and submerges. It is injured. It is not dead. Here is the honest verdict. Could a Navy SEAL team kill a Megalodon? With current underwater weaponry? Almost certainly not. Their firearms lack the penetration. Their explosives are surface use only. The animal is faster in the water, detects them before they detect it, and is built to absorb damage from prey that weighed 40 tons. 8 SEALs weighing a combined 1,600 pounds are not registering on that scale. What the team can do is survive the encounter. A disciplined SEAL team with proper equipment can deter, disorient, and wound the animal enough to create extraction windows. Incendiary deterrents, acoustic disruptors, and coordinated surface-to-water munitions give them a fighting chance that no other unit on Earth could match. 2 or 3 SEALs probably do not make it back to the boat. The ones who do have done something genuinely extraordinary. They engaged, they damaged, and they got out. The Megalodon swims off injured. It has been hurt before, by things much larger. It will recover. The ocean is very big, and 3 million years of hunting has left this animal with a memory for what causes pain and where it came from. The SEALs who survive won't sleep easily in open water again, but they'll file a report. And somewhere up the chain of command, someone reads it and starts thinking about bigger munitions. Because if this animal is down there, 8 SEALs aren't the last team going in. They're just the first.